Have you ever wondered what really happens to your food after you swallow it? How does a simple bite of bread transform into the very nutrients that keep you alive? Today, we're retaking a fascinating journey through the human digestive system, a highly complex and efficient machine that has evolved over millions of years. Let's dive in. The digestive system isn't just one organ. It's a team of them working together. We're talking about the mouth, salivary glands, esophagus, stomach, pancreas, liver, gallbladder, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and finally, the anus. Each one has a very special role in breaking down food, absorbing all the good stuff, and getting rid of what's left over. Believe it or not, digestion begins the moment food enters your mouth. Your teeth get to work, crushing and grinding the food into smaller pieces. At the same time, your salivary glands release saliva, which is more than just water. It contains an enzyme called amylase that immediately starts breaking down carbohydrates. This mixture of food and saliva forms a soft little ball called a bolus. Your tongue then pushes this bolus toward the back of your throat, sending it on its way down the esophagus. The esophagus is a flexible, muscular tube that moves food toward your stomach using something called peristalsis. These are wave-like muscle contractions that push the food along. And here's a cool fact. Thanks to peristalsis, food can travel down to your stomach even if you're lying down or upside down. At the bottom of the esophagus, there's a muscular valve called the lower esophageal sphincter. It opens to let food into the stomach and then quickly closes to prevent stomach acid from splashing back up. Next stop, the stomach. This amazing organ is divided into several regions and has thick, muscular walls. Inside, it's lined with folds called rugae, which allow the stomach to stretch and expand as food arrives. Special glands in the stomach lining release a cocktail of gastric juices. There's mucus to protect the stomach lining from its own acid. There's hydrochloric acid, which kills off harmful bacteria. Then there's pepsinogen, which turns into pepsin to start digesting proteins, an intrinsic factor, which is crucial for absorbing vitamin B12. There's even gastric lipase to begin the breakdown of fats. Every single day, your stomach produces about 1 to 2 liters of these powerful gastric juices. Through constant mixing and churning, the stomach turns the food into a thick, semi-liquid substance called chyme. This chyme doesn't just flood out of the stomach all at once. It slowly exits through another valve called the pyloric sphincter, which only opens a few millimeters at a time. This ensures that larger pieces of food stay in the stomach a bit longer until they're fully broken down. Once the chyme enters the duodenum, the very first part of the small intestine, it gets mixed with 2 more important digestive fluids. One is bile, which comes from the liver and is stored in the gallbladder. The other is pancreatic juice from the pancreas. Both of these are released through a tiny structure called the ampulla of Vater. So, what's in these juices? The pancreatic juice is full of helpful substances. It has bicarbonate to neutralize the strong stomach acid. It contains more amylase to continue breaking down carbs. It has trypsinogen, which gets activated into trypsin to digest proteins. And it has lipase, which is the main enzyme for digesting fats. Bile helps lipase do its job by breaking large fat globules into tiny droplets, a process called emulsification. This makes it much easier for the lipase to work. Together, these secretions make sure that proteins, fats, and carbohydrates are all digested efficiently. Now we enter the longest part of our journey, the small intestine. It's made of 3 parts, the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. To maximize nutrient absorption, its inner walls are covered in circular folds, which are themselves covered in tiny, finger-like projections called villi. and even those villi are covered in even tinier microvilli. All of this massively increases the surface area. Different nutrients are absorbed in different ways here. Glucose, a simple sugar, moves directly into the bloodstream. Iron needs a special carrier protein called transferrin to get absorbed. Fats are cleverly packaged into particles called chylomicrons and transported into the lymphatic system first. And remember that vitamin B12, it can only be absorbed in the last part of the small intestine, the ileum, and only when it's bound to the intrinsic factor from the stomach. The ileum also reabsorbs leftover bile salts and sends them back to the liver to be recycled. To make all this happen, the food needs to keep moving. The same wave-like peristalsis pushes the chyme through the small intestine. But there's another type of movement called segmenting contractions. This movement sloshes the chyme back and forth, helping to mix it thoroughly with all the digestive juices. These two movements work together to ensure maximum contact with the intestinal walls, so as many nutrients as possible can be absorbed. After the small intestine has done its job, the remaining material moves into the large intestine. It's thicker but shorter than the small intestine. Its main jobs are to absorb water from the remaining indigestible food matter, produce mucus to help the waste move along smoothly, and absorb certain vitamins that are produced by the friendly gut bacteria living there. Your colon is home to an estimated 100 billion bacteria. These microbes are incredibly helpful. They help break down fiber, protect you against harmful microbes, and even contribute to your immune health. The chyme travels from a pouch called the cecum, up the ascending colon, across the transverse colon, and then down the descending colon. Finally, what's left after all this digestion and absorption is waste material that the body can't use. This waste collects in the rectum. When the rectum is full, nerves send a signal to your brain that it's time for elimination through the anus, and that completes the incredible journey from the food on your plate to the essential nutrients that power your body every single day. If you found this video helpful and learned something new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more health education content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.